Hello friends, hope you are doing well. And this is a series of Windows Server 2022. And in the previous video, we have seen how to perform the system state backup or the SSB backup of Active Directory. And in this video, we will learn how we can restore the objects or the Active Directory objects from the backup itself. And this is also we call authoritative restore of Active Directory. So without any further delay, let's go to our machine. So in the previous video, I was talking about these two objects, client 2 and client 3. I'm gonna delete now and we will perform the restoration of these objects. So in your case, this could be the user, client machine, OU, or any printer or anything which is on the domain that can be restored by performing the SSB backup restoration process. So let's delete. I'm going to delete both the machines and from the backup we will perform it. So I have showcased this server is holding all the roles. So first you need to migrate all the roles to another DC. So there is no impact on the services if all the roles are stored on the same DC where you have performed uh, the system state backup. And then open the system state backup, and this was the last successful backup. And here we will try to recover this way, but this is not the right way to do it. But just to demonstrate, let me show you whether it goes success or throw any error. Okay, so wizard is getting started. Where is the backup stored that you want to use for the recovery? So a backup is stored on another location. In my case, that was the network share, and that is stored test-dc2 and then SSB. This is another domain controller. I placed the backup. Let's click on next. So oldest available backup is 24th. Just try to restore the objects from the latest copy. This is no longer recommended if we have the backup more than 60 days or the more than the days of tombstone uh, lifetime 90 days, and this is not at all recommended to restore the objects from that copy. So my backup I perform today itself on 26nd. So I'm going to select the same thing. And what do you want to recover? So this is not file and folders or volumes, and this is system state backup which we took. And here the next option is select location for the system state recovery. So original location or alternate location. So in my case, this would be the original location so that I can make sure the objects or the OUs from where I am deleting, they will be restored on the same place and perform an authoritative restore of this Active Directory. Let's try. So it's giving the error now. As we see, the backup contains Active Directory domain service which can be recovered only when the computer is started in directory service restore mode, DSRM, retry the system state recovery operation from DSRM. So let's get into the system state recovery mode, and to go to system state recovery mode, we have to open the command prompt, run, and type the command msconfig and hit enter. Let me emphasize one more time, if you are doing the same exercise in your production environment, make sure all the roles are migrated or not on the same server. So from here in general, and then select the boot, and in shape mode, this is the third option, Active Directory Repair. So once we click apply OK, it will prompt for the reboot, and the DSRM mode will be loaded for this Active Directory domain controller. Let's click apply OK, and then restart. So the server is getting restart now, and it will go in directory services restore mode, or we call it as DSRM mode. Okay, system is restarted. Let's click enter. Enter my password. Okay, so it will not accept credentials of domain stator. So I just logged on. Since this is DSRM mode, so DSRM password is required. Unleash the local administrator. So the server is restarted in shape mode, as we see here, shape mode, shape mode. Let's open the server manager and go to tools and follow the same. Local backups, server backups. We can see one entry here against the latest backup. Okay, so this is the latest copy, and we will click on the recover under actions, recover, and which location it is. So a backup is stored on another location, and from here specify the location. So in my case, that is remote shared drive, and we will select the location DC test -DC2, and then SSB. This was my folder where I placed. Click next and select the oldest available copy. So in my case, this is 26. So this is my latest copy, and click on next. And what do you want to restore? So files and folders, volumes, or system state. So I have taken the backup of system state. I have selected it and click on next, and It says asking for where do you want to recover the system state of this Active Directory backup to. So I want to restore it to original location. I have explained these options in my previous video. So in my case, that is the original location. So I mean to say from where I deleted the objects, the same will be restored on the same in the same OU. So perform an authoritative restore of Active Directory files. Click the option and say next. Note, this recovery option will cause all replicated contents on the local server to resynchronize after recovery. This may cause potential latency or outage issues. It means how many objects we are restoring from the backup, it depends. So the latest copy from this server will be replicated to other domain controllers across the domain. That is okay. Click OK. And do you want to perform? There is a warning if you perform a system state recovery from a backup on a remote shared folder. If there are network connections issued during the operation, the computer that you are recovering may become unusable. Instead, if possible, copy the backup to the local computer and then perform the recovery. Do you want to continue? It means if there's any network glitches or network interruption, so this is recommended to copy the latest backup from network drive to the local drive. So there is no network interruptions or network failure because the SSB or the backup we have taken that will be in unused or we cannot use it anymore. So since this is the demo environment, so I'm good. But in production environment, make sure we copy the SSB files or the data from network location to local drive. So there is no network interruptions. Oh, let's say okay. And I'll not click this option. I'll go with recover. So once this is initiated, it cannot be paused or cancelled. That is fine. It will need a restart of service to complete recovery operation. That is fine. So let's click on yes, and the process is started. So it might take some time based on the network latency because my system state backup is stored on another server. It will take some time. Until then, I'll pause the video and resume once the recovery process is 100% completed. So the backup is completed and we can see the system state recovery operation that started on so and so time has completed successfully. Press enter to continue. Let's close it. Now we will remove the shape mode. CONFIG. Boot. Remove the shape mode. Apply. Okay. And computer will restart now. And we will log in as domain admin or the privilege account. Let's log on to the computer with domain account. is R and my password. Let's check. Open Active Directory users and computers, and we deleted these two objects, computers, client 2 and client 3, so they are restored. So this is how we can perform the system state backup to restore the objects, and this is also we call it as authoritative restore. So that's it in this video, and thanks for watching.